Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal is that after this video is to show you guys another way that you can start earning online, and that is becoming a Rockstar VA and CEO with our guest for today. Now, if this is your guys' first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I am the virtual ate. I have been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run an outsourcing agency here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday about how to work from home, so make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, I am so excited for you guys to meet our guest for today. She is someone who's actually been working from home since 2008 as a content writer, and she has been building her skills and her own confidence as someone who works online, became a VA, became an executive assistant for a lot of amazing clients, and now she is the CEO of VAcademy, where she trains and coaches aspiring virtual assistants and at the same time provide job opportunities to these VAs, since she also has a recruitment service where she provides VAs for different clients outside of the Philippines. So I'm really super excited to have you guys get to know her story, and hopefully be inspired to work online. Okay guys, so without further ado, please help me welcome our guest for today, Miss Nikka Bernal. Hi Nikka!
Hello. Hey, everyone. And thank you so much for having me here. It's awesome. Hello.
Yeah, it's very rare for me to talk to someone who's also from Tacloban, also moved to Cebu, and also has a virtual business. So I'm very excited about our interview today. So tell us, Nika, how did you get started working online?
Oh, wow. That was way back 2008. So
Mm-hmm.
I started as a content writer. I did gigs for writing. I was
Mm-hmm.
paid like 800 pesos per content. And that time, it was just really something that I love to do because that's really where I thrive most in writing. And then but it has already been like a desire that I have to be able to work at home. I don't know, I just
Mm-hmm.
find it amazing to be at home in your pajamas and then still
Yeah.
earning. So that was 2008 as a content writer.
Wow. I started 2011. That time, people had no idea what it was to work online and work
Exactly.
from home.
It's weird because when people know that you work from home, people have this wrong notion in their head. It's like, this person is working from home with her computer on and earning money. That's how it started. I kind of forget how I was able to encounter online jobs, but I've been looking for writing gigs. That's how
Mm-hmm.
it started. I Googled it, and that's the first thing that came up. And so I decided to create a profile, and I've been getting writing gigs from then on.
That's awesome. And online just page is just a saver for everyone. Like that's also one of the ways that I also got started. And I know nowadays it's still the same thing. Like a lot of people still get their first gigs out of that site. So why content writing? Was it something that you already did like doing? How did you get to the point where you're now, the rock star VA and CEO that you are?
Well, that's a fancy title, but really, I've loved writing from the very start. I mean, in
Mm-hmm.
in elementary, you know how it is, school paper.
Yep.
So I've been always been a part of the school paper from elementary to high school to college. So writing
Mm-hmm.
has been a way for me to escape from, just getting stressed. I just find so much peace in there, and I've
Sure.
decided, you know what? If that's the case, why don't I make money out of it? So
Mm-hmm.
that's how it started. That's how it happened.
Yeah, it's funny because we're very parallel in all the ways. It's the same thing for me when I got started writing. Also, it was just something that I was already doing, so why not get paid for it? So,
Exactly.
how did you do that? And then, like I said, how did you get to where you are now? What was kind of the journey and part of starting as a content writer 13 years ago, I guess now, and then
Yes.
becoming, starting your own company as well?
Okay, so I've been a content doing things part time and just freelancing. That time I was working in a corporate industry as a
Mm-hmm.
trainer, and then I became a mother. And so I've
Mm-hmm.
decided it wouldn't work for me anymore to be working at night and be working in an office because I wanted to spend more time with my sons. I'm a single mom, so it's very critical that I get to
Mm-hmm.
have more time with him. So I've decided to resign from the corporate industry. And then
Mm-hmm.
while I was in between, because that time I ventured into the sales industry, the thing
Mm-hmm.
about sales is that you don't really know when how much it earns. So
True.
my writing gig, it has always been like a backup plan for me. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
there to help me out with the finances. I never thought about it as doing it something full time or doing business out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I'm just amazed because clients kept contacting me. I kept getting more gigs as I go along. And
Mm-hmm.
then I landed there was an instance where I was on a crossroad. So I was invited. There were several industries that invited me. They wanted me to do pharma as a med trip, as I
Mm-hmm.
was invited in one of the BPO industry, BPO companies to go back to corporate world. And then I
Mm-hmm.
also get an invitation to do life insurance and then real estate. And
Wow.
then the fifth is to work from home. And yeah, and all these other four were giving me really good compensation
Vibes,
package,
yeah.
really good. And then the fifth that I had was I was being offered initially as an ESL teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was one of the things that was available. So out of all five, and I looked at my son and I go like, you know what? I'll dip and just take a jump and risk and say no
Mm-hmm.
to all those really good offers. Some
Yeah.
people did not understand it. It was a crazy decision, but I did let go of those other things and decided to go for ESL. And I remember crying for the first few sessions.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is in ESL, you go like, apple, buh, buh, buh. And then in
Mm-hmm.
your head, you know that you're capable of so many things. And I would cry and bawl my
True.
eyes out and go like, Lord, I can do so much better than this, and things are so repetitive. And I just
Mm-hmm.
really prayed about things. And it was amazing because one of my co-worker in the BPO industry introduced me to a friend who was looking for an operations manager. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had the necessary skills, not really the experience, but the skills that they needed. And so they decided to hire me. And it was amazing because they go like, so how much salary do you want? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
how? And they go like, well, we're gonna, and I was like, oh, that's a very good question. That's
Mm-hmm.
like music to my ears. So that's a time where I've started, making a career out of it. And then
Mm-hmm.
finally I've been getting gigs as an executive assistant here and there. I've been
Mm-hmm.
being introduced to CEOs, and I'm very much pretty comfortable speaking with foreigners. I don't have any issues about that. And one of my friends asked me, so Nick, how did you start in the VA industry? And I just shared to them. And so I just shared certain skills and all those stuff. And she went like, you know what? I can actually pay you. I want to pay you to teach me. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
seriously? And she said that up like an academy for virtual assistants,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could do this thing. And I go like, sure. And so I ran my very first training, paid online training last year during the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how the journey has been, because it just really started as a hobby, something to fill the time with. And who would have thought that it would turn out to be something full time, something that can sustain my family, and
Mm-hmm.
also at the same time, my passion turning into a full time to a business.
Yeah, that's usually how most of the fun businesses turn out. So, your virtual assistant academy, what is your favorite part about? What is your favorite part about being someone who teaches people how to be a VA, also help them also get one of their first jobs as a recruitment agency, and at the same time, kind of, you still have your own clients, you still have your own freedom, basically, of being able to work from home. How has that been, or what has been your favorite parts about it?
My favorite part is when I get to impart the right mindset and heart set in
Mm-hmm.
being a virtual assistant. I've seen people getting into this industry and they come back and say, you know what, Nick, that industry is flawed. It's no good. I was not able to get a good client, a good gig, and people just throw
Mm-hmm.
a towel right away. But
Yep.
they don't realize that when you get into the virtual assistant industry, you have to have certain skills, not just skills and experience, but the right heart set and the right mindset for you
True.
to thrive in this industry. And when I get to impart that, and people go like, oh, that's really something new, and that's really something I can, that's really helpful. So when I get
Mm-hmm.
to share practical tips and hacks to them how they can thrive in
Mm-hmm.
this industry, I find it very satisfying. And of course, when these people come back and say, you know what, I got my first job, and it's like, yay, that's a big
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, yeah. It's always a really good feeling when someone messages like, "Yeah, I got my first job because of something you said." So, out of curiosity, what is a small step, or what is a common piece of advice that you do give people when they're saying, "Hey, I really want to be a VA. I've been doing this for 2 months, 3 months, but I still can't get a client. What is something that I can do to change or get my first client?"
So I think the very first thing that I share is that people have to own it.
Yeah.
especially when you're transitioning in this industry. If you are coming from the corporate world and you expect to be trained, you expect a
Mm.
lot of hand holding.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
here in the virtual assistance industry, it's plug and play. You say yes,
True.
this client says yes to you. The next day you got a job, you do your work, and some
Mm-hmm.
people go like, "Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? Am I not getting trained or anything?" So you should
Mm.
really own it. You own your training. You have to be very intentional in finding which of these things I could do and I could do better. And sometimes people just do the minimum. Like
Mm.
if I'm an executive assistant and then I'm only asked to do this, I'm just going to do that. But in
Mm-hmm.
order for you to provide value to your client, you have to give them something so much that, and that's the weird thing I tell them. You have to provide value so much that having you, that, for them to live without you will make their lives impossible. But it's so true. I came to a point where my executive would just call me and say, "Nick, I really forget. When's the birthday of my wife?" It's like, seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I find joy, and I would chuckle, and I find it's like, oh, he's so dependent. So, and that already tells you that he trusts you, that you could
Mm-hmm.
provide value, and you're not just really the 9 to 5 kind of employee. And the last thing that I always emphasize is that you don't get in there thinking as an employee, you get in there as a partner. It's like your skills and his skills, and you partner together and you create something beautiful.
I love that you are putting that all together really nicely of how to basically give more value to clients, because that's one of the things that same thing, like people ask me how can I get paid more. I'm like, you have to solve a bigger problem. You can't just solve the same problem that you were originally hired for. That's how you can get paid more. That's how you can get promoted. And on the you have to think like a partner. That's so true, because in a way when you are an executive assistant, when you're a virtual assistant to anyone, even you kind of come in as their CEO, your COO. You're someone who now helps them handle their operations. You're now someone who helps them handle their life also, the same way of like remembering like their wife's birthdays, their kids' birthdays.
So
So yeah. So that's really fun example though of
even
yeah.
even his dad's birthday, everyone in
Yeah.
the family. When you become an executive assistant, and when you provide, if you really want to provide value, you're not just an executive assistant to one person, you're everyone's executive assistant, and that's fine. And that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's very humbling and fulfilling.
I usually call like within our own agency, you become their second brain, and you kind of have to, because they, as an entrepreneur, they have so many creative ideas and so many plans and so many things that they have to get done. But in reality, they can only get done so much because they have the same 24 hours that we do. So then that's why they hire you. So they have more 24 hours, not really 24, but like additional 8 hours a day, I guess. So that's a very succinct way of saying that. So I love that you're able to package the essence basically of being an assistant in that way. So for you, what is, if you were going to talk to Nika 2007 Nika, and she's starting out working online, she has no idea yet to navigate. So earlier we were talking about someone who's been doing it for a while but haven't gotten a client. What would be a shift that they can do, whether that's learning a certain skill or having some sort of mindset, the right mindset, if they're just starting out, no idea how to work from home? Just imagine the you who did just sign off not going to the four different companies, instead choosing working from home. What would be the small steps that they can do?
They have to do not be afraid to start small. Some people, when they get into this industry, they want to earn right away, earn big.
Mm,
I always believe there's so much power in the seed, so much power in small things. If you
mm,
can be trusted with the small things, you can be entrusted with the big things. And in the virtual assistance industry, you should be ready to start small. If you land
mm-hmm,
a job that pays you big, good for you. We're very happy. Everyone's cheering you on. But if you
mm-hmm,
land a job in where you're getting paid small and you're like, you know what, this is not going to work for me, I'm going to leave, and all those things.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes, and when you get into this industry, you really have to plant seeds. Along
Yeah.
the way, you get to build yourself in where you need less to no supervision. You get
Mm-hmm,
to deal with different types of clients. You get to understand and manage yourself, because it's not easy to be working at home and working beside your bed. I mean, that takes a
mm-hmm.
lot of energy and a lot of skill and a lot of self-discipline to say no. So just really start small. You can
True.
start freelancing, you can start part-time, you can start attending trainings, and then if you get paid, you celebrate your small win. clients. And then
Mm.
along the way, once you build trust with your client, once you provide value, then success will just happen and you don't even have to chase it.
Very, very wise words, and it's very obvious because it's funny because I can instantly tell when someone has been through crap working online because because like a lot of people who I talk to, like they have this really big, like, you have to charge really big, you have to, do this, and
Oh,
like, and I'm like, you can start small. That's why like whenever I sign off on my YouTube videos, I say small step matters because it does. Like I was 15 years old when I started working as a writer, and that was mostly for fun, and now I can create like a piece of 500 word content in like 20 minutes. And that's because of the small step that I got started. You got paid 800 per article. I got paid 100 per article even because I had no idea how to price myself.
boy.
So so starting small, you have to start somewhere. You can't just expect the world to give you
Yes,
everything just because you gave a little bit of effort. You have to, it has to match, and then
exactly.
later on it'll escalate more. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it really sounds like you're one of those people like me who went through so much crap to be where we are right now because we have, these nuggets of wisdom. So right now you are, you have your own company, you have your recruitment agency, you're also, you have your amazing clients to enjoy working with. You also are about to get married soon. So right now,
Yay!
what is your big, hairy, audacious goal? Where are you envisioning yourself? Where are you envisioning your company? Where do you still want to go? You probably never imagined, 13 years ago when you started working online that you'd get to this point. Where do you see yourself then 10 years later?
Well, that big, hairy, audacious goal, Ian, is really, well, I want to see Virtual Academy really grow.
Mm,
Helping not only those people to really grow massively and having like a community, but I've always, when I did this business and when I do businesses, I always have this picture of one person in my head. A person is because I resonate so much to single mothers because I am a single mom. So I always had this picture of a single mom in my head, alone in her apartment with no one to help her out, with no
mm,
ways to just go out and work. All she has is a laptop and an internet. And that's who I always strive to reach out to. There's so many people, they always think that virtual, and it's true, you get so much money in this industry. But if you
mm,
chase after the money will consume you. You need to have a bigger
sure.
thing and you need to really have a purpose why you do what you do. And for me, being able to provide opportunities, being able to open doors for people that, oh my gosh, I could actually earn and be with my family. I could
Mm.
actually earn, and I remember doing meetings while washing and doing my laundry and doing all those things, and I get to be at home and I sit down, Leon, and I really praise God and I say, you know what, Lord, thank you for this opportunity. Not everyone gets to have this, to
Mm.
earn in dollars, but still to be at home present. That's beautiful. And for me, that's beautiful. And if I would be able to help many women and many people to just have that kind of quality life where they could earn more and be with their family at the same time and do things that matter to them, that in itself is already a big achievement for me.
That's amazing. It's such a very visceral and very kind of intense, but I get it. Like vision of being able to help women
It
who were in your position, 10 years ago, when you were just starting out, you're figuring out how to take care of your kid, how to take care of yourself also, most importantly. And you have gone to their side and now you want to, row back and say, okay, who can I help next? Like, who else can we get to the other side as well? So
yes.
that's a really beautiful vision. So, Nika, please let people know if they want to reach out to you, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to promote with the VA Academy, feel free to tell people how to find you.
So thank you so much for this opportunity. It's not by accident, Leah, that we get to have this conversation. And I also find it amazing to be able to speak with you and just really build a community of virtual assistants who just really want to do our fair share of helping others. For
Mm,
those who are interested, if we offer different types of trainings, we have an upcoming class available in April. It's the Virtual Assistants Complete Success course. We also
wow.
have in March, we're doing expand your business through branding and digital marketing. So I speak so much about story branding. So you could check our page. It's Virtual Academy or V Academy, V Academy. I also do if I blog, I do 1 minute nuggets. So you could check me out at Stories with Nika. If you want to hear a lot of encouragement and just really stories about life and all. And of course you could check my personal page. It's open to the public, Nikka Bernal, and that's where I share. For me, everything is just pretty much aligned. What I do in business, it's not like I'm a different person in business and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a different person. It's just really one person. What you see is this is me in the whole 9 years of it. So those are the things, and I wouldn't mind being able to just chat with you guys and just really seek encouragement and inspire you to really pursue this industry because it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like anything in life. It's there's a lot of struggles, but there's also a lot of fun, depending on how
Yes.
you see it.
And
Yeah.
I love how varied things can be. Like you can, because I also do voiceovers. So you could
Mm-hmm.
do like voiceovers if you want to, and you go like, oh, today I want to do more writing. So you can do more writing gigs.
True.
So it's not really boring. You can have a variety of so many things, which is super amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Nika, for sharing a lot of your insight, sharing a lot of just your inspiring story as well. And I'm very much looking forward. Guys, I'll put all of her links in the description so you guys can check it out and also in the comments. So please feel free to reach out to Nika. And if this is something you guys want to pursue, she's your girl.
Yay! I'm your girl.
Now, again, make sure to check out Nika and all of her links below so you guys can check her out, sign up for her course on how to become a VA, and of course, generally just connect with her just because she is an awesome person to get to know it. So, our featured comment for this video, by the way, is coming from Angela Batiste, where she just says, "Thank you for breaking this down in simple steps. It makes the process less daunting by taking baby steps." So, this is from How to Create Your Digital Portfolio video, which is, like I said in this video earlier with Nika, it just starts with small steps. You don't have to launch yourself. You don't have to do this big rah, I'm doing this. You start with small steps and you build yourself up. Now, if you guys want to be featured in the next video, make sure to leave a comment below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home. And you guys can check out these other two videos right here for more interviews with the most amazing people. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!